What's good, everybody? This your boy Mike coming to you from Reality Warpers. Yo, I got a question. Do spiritual topics pique your interest? Do you desire unique conversations? Sit down, calm your mind. Let's have a conversation. And after we have a talk, if you feel like you got information of substance, like and subscribe to the channel. And if you know anybody that have like minds, share my content, and together we can warp reality. So without further ado, let's get to the show. All right. Next topic is being clean. Okay. Cleanliness is next to godliness. That's the same. That's a part of being a peacemaker as well. So having a clean environment, having a clean space, a clean energy, having your energy clean, you draw or absorb a lot of energy on a consistent basis because you are an emotional spirit. You are an emotional entity. You are an entity that runs off of emotions. Okay, right brain thinking. And that is not a bad thing. I don't know why so many people think because you say that you are an emotional spirit or emotion, they say emotional creature, that is a bad thing. And it's, I guess it's because there's been like a bad stigma put on it as if like because you are an emotional creature, that means you can't control your emotions. And that's not true. That means your energy thrives off of your emotions. And that's why you are so powerful at what you do. It is so important, and I'm going to get on that later into the series talking about lower vibration feminine traits. But because of how powerful your mind is, you can do a lot of negative effects to the masculine energy. Okay. So it is extremely important for you to understand how to control your emotions and how to clean your energy, how to like at the end of the day, not bringing your problems or not bringing certain drama or whatever into your home by you being able to clean that energy, by you being able to clean certain entities out of your home. That's important. Learning how to spiritually cleanse your energy, your aura, and learning how to spiritually cleanse your house. Okay, because the man is going to be away a lot, doing what the purpose is. Okay, so and this is for different women that would like to that is being in the stay at home role. Okay, you it's like the stay at home role is not explained how like what the stay at home role is supposed to be about. Okay, like what you actually supposed to do when you are being a stay at home mom, what they say, or whatever, or if you just a stay at home parent, that type of thing. Okay. You have to not only nurture the house or create a peaceful environment throughout the house, cleanse the house and all of that, but it's like you are like a spiritual protector along with the man. You are the lion is where the lion is out fighting. Okay, you are the second line of defense before the whatever the problem is get to the children. So if it gets through the man, now it have to get through you. Okay, before it gets through the children. So it's like you're that second line of defense when it comes down to spiritual cleanliness of the house. Okay, so you giving that extra energy into cleaning your house, not only physically but spiritually, it therefore, again, like I said, helps that man stay in more of a a peaceful type mode. Okay. And again, cleanliness is next to godliness. It allows him to flow in his godlike state, which is creativity, intuition, and things of that nature. So, allowing his left brain thinking to uh connect with his right brain thinking. Okay, so it's like he's using both sides of the brain at the same time. Okay, so the more clean his environment is, more clean the aura is, the more peaceful the environment is, the easier it is for him to connect to that right brain thinking. Now, again, like I said on my last series, media and social media and different things of that nature have really tore the man away from right brain thinking. So it is extremely important, if he's not able to get right brain thinking opportunities on the outside, that he's able to get right brain thinking in his home, in his environment, where he's supposed to dwell at on a downtime consistent type basis. Okay. Being in a that peaceful environment, it gives him time to be able to connect with God versus being distracted, mentally outside of the home. Okay. Home, the environment is where he is supposed to be able to connect with God. Okay. All right. And that allows him to flow within his purpose. All right. Now we're getting deep into it. The next divine feminine trait we're going to talk about is being intuitive. All right. Listening to your intuition. All right. Your intuition is basically your higher power speaking to you and giving you guidance throughout life. Okay. Your intuition knows everything. So for everybody that have taken a standardized test, believe it or not, school was teaching you how to uh listen to your intuition. When they say when you are taking a test, to choose the first answer you think of, and a lot of times we didn't do that, and when we get the test back or whatever, it was the first answer we thought of, but because we doubted ourselves, we changed the answer and got it wrong. Okay, that answer that you got the first time, that was your intuition talking to you. Okay. Now, I'm not saying don't analyze your thoughts. I'm not saying when you get a thought in your head, just go with the first thought that you had and then run with it. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, when you get a suggestion, you analyze that suggestion from your mind, whatever your mind just threw at you. You analyze it and then feel. Like I said, you are an emotional creature. You are an emotional entity. So you are much better at doing this than a man is naturally doing this. Now, a man can do this, but what I'm saying is, because this is your natural flow, this is where you excel at. Okay. So by you catching that thought, analyzing that thought, and then feeling with your energy, with your feminine energy, what is the right answer? Is this the best answer to go with at the time? That's you connecting with your higher self. And again, my sheep know my voice. You hear God through your intuition. And by you accepting what your intuition is telling you, that's you basically following your directions with God. Now, I'm going to get a little bit deeper into that further into the video. So y'all stick with me, okay? But by you being intuitive, by you being self-aware with yourself, by you being able to dig on the inside of yourself and get answers to certain things, or when you are in a problem and you quiet yourself, you are able to get that answer in a more fluid way. You're more clairvoyant with the answer that you get, meaning it's clear to you. The answer is clear to you, like, okay, this is, I know this is what I'm supposed to do. By you getting that understanding, by you connecting with that intuitiveness, that is a divine feminine trait that allows you to help us to not only deal with whatever your purpose is, because there are times where you get in situations where you don't know what to do, you don't know how to move, and there are some certain things that you can't really talk to other people about. It's something that you have to deal with within yourself. That's when you connect with that intuition, and it tells you what your next step is. So just like the man is supposed to be able to dig within himself and get that problem solving type energy, you get that same energy within your intuition. Okay, it just comes out in a more feminine energy, a more feminine way. All right. Next one is cooperative, or a lot of people would call it submissive. Now, oh wow, this is a big one right here. When I was doing a lot of research on the masculine energy, and YouTube was taking me to the manosphere and different things of that nature, I was able to listen to the points of women as well, because it was a lot of women that was like having different debates with men on certain topics. So I was able to hear a woman's point of view from certain topics and certain things. And a lot of times when the topic of being cooperative or being submissive come into the conversation, again, it's a negative stigma that's put onto the word, and it makes it seem as if you're supposed to be like a slave or just bow down and do whatever he says and that type of thing. And that's not it. Being cooperative, again, like I was speaking to the men, there are certain roles that a player have on a certain team. So if you played sports and things of that nature, you know that there's a team captain, you know that there's a star player, and sometimes the team captain is not the star player. Okay. So and each player have their own roles. So there's role players, there's star players, and other players. There's players for one specific thing. So there's one player for specifically for defense, there's one player specifically for offense if you're playing basketball, one player specifically for rebounds, one person specifically for shooting, that type thing. Okay, so being submissive is basically you accepting what your role is. Okay. You understanding that there is a leader, and that leader, and which is, like I said, was a divine masculine trait. That leader, a proper leader, a leader that knows how to lead, a leader that knows how to plan, a leader that knows how to problem solve, a leader that's assertive and strong-willed, a leader that's protective, a leader that's provider, a leader that's purpose-driven, a leader that's logical, intelligent. Like all of these divine masculine traits, when you have that leader, you have to understand that that leader have a purpose, that leader have a vision, and you have to go along with whatever that leader says, even if you don't see what he's saying. That leader, because of him being into his divine masculine and being purpose driven and being on his purpose, he also have a connection with God. God had a relationship with Adam, and they talked on a consistent basis. It got to the point where God gave Adam a task to do, or he gave him dominion over everything. He would leave the garden and allow Adam to handle the garden, and then come back and talk to Adam and get updates on what's going on. He had a relationship with Adam, the man, the masculine energy. So there are certain things that God tells that man that he don't tell you. So he's connecting with God on a different way that you are connecting with God, because there are some things that God tells you that he don't tell the man. That's where your intuitive side comes in. So there are certain things you have to just trust in a leader. Okay. And a lot of times you don't see the vision until you get to that point, to the finish line. And then you be like, I see exactly where you was going now. I see exactly what you was doing now. Okay. And like I said, on a team, by the role player accepting their responsibility, it allows the team to flow through like its best, like what that team best is, its best attributes are. Okay. And like I said, sometimes there's a captain, and sometimes there's a team captain, and then there's a star player, and sometimes they're not always the same person. So there are times where the star player have to bow down or go with whatever the team captain says, even though they're the better player. Sometimes the better player have to go with what the captain says, because the captain have a different vision that the leader cannot, I mean, that the star player cannot see. A lot of times, sometimes that's the coach. The coach is standing on the outside, seeing certain things that a person that might be on the court can't see. So because they're standing back and they're looking at the overall view, they can see where the problem is. Okay, so that all-star player a lot of times have to go with what that coach says do. Whatever the coach write up plan is, the leader, I mean the all-star have to go by whatever that plan is. And a lot of times the coach draw up a plan off of what he's been seeing going on. Okay, I see that every time you do this move, this player does this. But when he does that, this spot is open. So this is what I'm going to do. I want you to do this, this, this. Okay, now now the all-star goes along whatever the plan is. And now the all-star sees, I got you, coach. I see exactly what you was talking about. Okay, so that's you being submissive. That's you going into the role of being submissive. That's that role player that's allowing the leader to be the leader. So you are allowing him to be in his divine masculine traits. Okay.